Let me tell y'all a story. Let me tell y'all two stories, as a matter of fact. If you know the channel, if you know the movement, if you know the history, this ain't news to you. But, you know, every once in a while, we got to jump back into the past. Why not? Let's have some fun. So once upon a time, man, I booked this card, 2018, right? One of the biggest cards I think was ever booked. Definitely one of the biggest cards for RBE. Could have been called the Max Out. Okay. Put together the Return to Murder Mook versus Averb. So we had Averb booked to battle Pat Stay on an all judged card coming up. I think that was a Lift His Soul event. Dope. In that process, the RBE team, we had this idea behind the scenes to go spend some money. I told this story before. We targeted Surf, had some conversations with Surf. We thought about Lux. Think JC and Lux was being talked about at that time. Thought about Mook. Ended up going towards the direction of Mook. Right. So here we are. Mook. Who's he gonna get matched up with? We go with Averb. Averb battles Pat Stay. Then we get into the Mook rollout and the Mook promotion and all that type of stuff. That rollout, that promotion was one of the best promotions and rollouts in battle rap history. I said it. You got to remember the moment. Do y'all remember we was doing the mystery flyer? I had league owners I don't even fuck with jumping on RBE dick behind it. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Promoters respect promoters. And I'm good. Get out of here. I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. Don't we good. Get out of here. I don't need your kudos. You know what I'm saying? Ain't knowledge, none of that shit. But it was crazy. What was the rollout, man? The second announcement was the return of King Los versus Daylight. We ended up getting that done on Max Out too, but that was part of that rollout. After that, man, what did we announce? You had all mixed in there. You had Pat Stay versus Shotgun Suge was booked. You had Iron Solomon versus O Red was booked. Yeah, Math Hoffa versus Geechi Gotti was booked. It was like 8 battles, maybe 11 battles, including the 1SKs and everything. Major card, major rollout, mystery rollout. Even the flyer, we had silhouettes as we filled out the flyer in the announcements. And we would like announce somebody from the A side and then have a fake silhouette of somebody else on the B side. And fans was guessing, like, oh, I know that silhouette. That's from this person's picture. That's really this battle rap. And it was fake. And then by the time we put the real face there in the announcement, they was like, oh, wait, they tricking us. We had everybody caught up in it, man. It was beautiful. That card, that rollout, epic RBE at work. Somewhere along the lines, man, we saw a volume flyer. And there are a lot of rumors in battle rap. Some are false, some are true. Yeah, Battle is talking about being on a volume coming up and all that type of stuff. It was like at the beginning of the month. And the Rare Breeds card was like later in the month, like mid to like second half of the month. And that got scratched from what I heard. Right. Then all of a sudden it turned into Summer Madness. Mind you, even the main event of Summer Madness, Tay Rock versus Hitman Holla. Because we hear, Hitman got a rush booking because the rumor behind the scenes was RBE was about to do like New York versus Midwest and complete that historic circle. So get Hitman on there, get Averb on there. Yeah. I mean, we did something similar. Fast forward, Max Out 3. We did some epic shit. We are the king of theming. We're the king of this card construction shit. Fuck y'all if y'all disagree. We own card constructions, RBE. Start talking more of my shit. So all of a sudden, the Summer Madness gets booked the week before. Rare Breeds, right? And there was even talk, if you guys really, really remember your history, of another Summer Madness happening on the other end, like on the other side of the Rare Breeds card. I think that was the one that fell apart. The one that was supposed to be in London or overseas. And then we started hearing talk of like too many battlers being booked at the same times and bumping into all these passport issues last minute, because URL does a lot of last minute bookings, do a lot of last minute changes. They're very quiet. They don't address things. And that gives the perception of they don't pay attention. They don't care. They care more than any other league. That's why they go so hard to stay number one and control fan perception and all that type of stuff. That's why they do all the stuff that they do. They go so hard to be number one and control the market and control battle rap. And we just got to stay in the lead, right? Even though it's about to close out 2024 and it will be 2 years straight where you're not in the lead. But that's another conversation. But that second Summer Madness, 2 Summer Madnesses, who you think you are? Max Out? Only Max Out does 2 in a year. And the second one fell apart. And the first one was thrown together in such ambition towards rare breeds, allegedly. The card was shit. Everybody on the card choked. Remember they were saying how Mayweather was in the building, and it's like, damn, he like such a bad impression for a potential sponsor or somebody that would back your product or jump on board later on. Fast forward, we hear about the money team rocking with people from Dot Mob, but that's another story. It's another story. And it's just like, it's karma, it's booking style, it's last minute, and a lot of last minute moves and changes based on what other people are doing, right? Now, because it was a Summer Madness, you know what I did? I got to a point where it's just like, and they got Hitman on it. Hitman versus Tay-Rock. It's like, okay, all right, I want to play these games. I want to move volume to Summer Madness the week before me. Cool. They're always able to put their event like right before your shit because they book last minute. It's like they don't care about the quality of the matchups. That's why a lot of these battles in these situations be choking. And that's why Summer Madness was that Summer Madness in particular. It was like the worst one of all their Summer Madness cards. It was like the worst one in their whole catalog. That's why. So what do we do to snatch back some of the promo? I said, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. We've been dealing with this type of shit for years. I might as well just step all the way out there. Right? Instead of doing this little behind the scenes game that politics, keyword politics, all this shit that be going on, I might just step out right into the fire and just fight my fight. So I said, all right, cool. Rare breeds versus Summer Madness, right? Created a story, created a narrative, created competition, created energy. There was fans creating flyers with like the Summer Madness battlers versus the rare breed battlers. And then even the battlers, some of the battlers got caught up in it too. I guess the biggest example of the battlers getting caught up in it, rightfully so, protecting their brands, protecting their money, protecting their business, protecting what they supposed to be standing on, was one of the biggest battle rappers of all time, Murder Mook. It's right there on the channel still. It'll never come down. The RBE press conference where Murder Mook got up there and exposed that battle rappers were telling him behind the scenes that Smack, I'll say allegedly, was approaching them and offering them more money to get off of the Rare Breeds card, right? Epic, classic moment in battle rap history, that Murder Mook press conference, right? He has that whole rant there going at URL. Why? Because Murder Mook had a pay-per-view stream deal with me. I started all that shit. I birthed the opportunities for battle rappers to figure out how to work with these leagues and partner with them and not just get pimped all the time if they're worth it. And if they can draw that and bring that to the table and get more for their work. It's no coincidence that this is the biggest promo run that Geechi Gotti has ever performed in. This is the most promotion he's ever done for a battle. It's not a secret. Hitman just talked about this last night on Spaces. Gave the man for doing a main event with him, one of the biggest battles left, gave him a piece of the pay-per-view, right? I started all of that shit. And Murder Mook was in the middle of that. Murder Mook got interviews in his press conference talking about Smack. What are y'all doing? You don't know what type of business I got over here. By you doing that, you playing with my bag, right? Example and story number 2. This is more so of just, just fight your fights and just say, you know what it is, when somebody shows you who they are, you accept it and you step up to the plate or you get out. You know what I'm saying? You get out the field because this is the field. I did it for 10 years, right? The Get Back card. the return of 40 Cal versus Ill Will as the main event. The hell I had to go through as a league owner, the face, the investor. It be my money. It don't be nobody else's money. This is why you could just give away. Hey, you're free to come in or whatever. It don't be your money. It my money. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had more stress over that or was in a more vulnerable position in that event than me. The get back card, right? So here we are. URL then announces their partnership with Caffeine. Drake tweets it, blew the world up. You know, there's billboards of Geechi versus Twerk. The event lands in Atlanta. They even booked the same production crew as me. Ruin your day. You know, halfway, not even halfway, about like 30% through my event, Avocado had to scurry out of my event and run to the Caffeine URL event. Me and Avo even had to have a behind the scenes conversation about that once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ruin Your Day. That's my guy. I got to have a conversation about that. All right. Same city. Same city. I watched all these battlers and bloggers scurry over there and create caffeine profiles and whatnot. I was asking the bloggers at the time, I was just like, you already got a monetized YouTube channel. What are y'all doing? Everybody was just caught up in the hype though. It got to the point where 40 Cal, this is his debut. This is his return back to modern day battle rap. Nobody knew what was going to happen in that battle. 40 Cal, being who he is, sturdy guy, he got to the point where he called me. He like, yo, ARP, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you know, I respect RBE and I know RBE is RBE in this field, but you think we should change the date? I said, nope. Now we're not talking about week before shit like the Rare Breeze and Summer Madness call. We're talking about same day, Caffeine, Drake, Twerk versus Geechi, same city, same order. You know, I told 40, man, I said, we ain't going nowhere. It's like the 300 shit. It really is the same thing. Like, y'all got all them people and y'all got all that muscle and you got all that fight over there. And the handful of us is going to stand right here. And at the end of it, you shall realize that you can bleed. That was the whole concept of it. Like, why show the bully that anytime he asks for your lunch money, you're just going to walk away from the table and leave your lunch sitting there? Like, what's going to stop him from ever coming back and saying, let me get that tomorrow. Let me get that the day after. Let me get that Friday. Let me get that Monday. Fuck no. I already don't believe in bullies. You know what I'm saying? So if you put me in that space business wise, I'm going to apply similar concepts, right? And business wise, battle rap wise, RBE wise, I had to apply similar movements. And that's why I stood firm. And once again, karma. Once again, it happens all the time. Karma. Look what happened. You know, they had a physical altercation over there that created a situation that is even tied to their partnerships and whatnot. You know, I think Twerk didn't have a good performance at the time versus Geechi. That's the main event. This is like New Era King versus New Era King. Yeah, what they have a rematch on there? Old Red versus JC. Like, meanwhile, over here at the Get Back, you had 40 Cal. He debuted, did good. He did some wild antic in the Ill Will battle that had people talking. Big K exposes Adi Boom. It was just, we had a great event. Same city, stood our ground, made our money, delivered a successful event. I was proud of it. And I was like, as we continue on, brick by brick, right? Now, when we get to situations like this, they don't really be coincidence. It happened a million times. I say, oh, how many times I gotta say? If you want to believe that 100 coincidences is still a coincidence, then I got some sand at a beach to sell you. You're just a naive fuck. You know what I mean? But moving into this upcoming shit with the politics, or I don't mind saying the name, I don't care. Politics over bars and the power moves card. I said all that, but yet there still could be a little bit of coincidence there. Why? Because the mayor is involved in sponsoring this event. Do I need to say allegedly? I don't know. Well, everybody else is saying it, right? Allegedly or whatever. Mondell. Shout out to him. The same guy that was behind the bullpen event. Who was on that bullpen event? Was it the John versus Sirius? Was it that event? I forget. But anyway, no, that was Trenches. My bad. I'm tripping. But the last event, prior to all the Cassidy and John stuff. That John did the politics as usual card. That was the mayor, i.e., politics, right? He's tying his budget or his monies that he's bringing to the table to do promotional runs and whatnot towards campaigns. That's why all the battlers that were involved in John and Bullpen's event, they had the T-shirts where it's like part of it, like getting paid, wear this. And you heard some big things coming out of that situation. $20,000 bet on the floor for like Gwitty's battle and stuff. Right? You're throwing around a lot of money. Around a lot of money. It's funny too because that same event, Mandela or the mayor, there's like 50 battlers that saw him and heard him, might even be on camera, him running around the whole event saying, fuck URL. Right? So that's like a weird little funny thing right there on his side. And then on the URL side, what's funny is now you're forced to do a card that represents politics, just like John politics as usual, but yours is called Bars Over Politics. Such a corny ass name, but Bars Over Politics. And you're the most politic based company in the whole field. And you're gonna put bars over politics? No, it ain't. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So look, sometimes birds of a feather flock, to let them get together, have fun, and do whatever they want to do. The mayor actually approached Geechi and Hitman first, though. They already put their card together, put their promo together, their contracts, their deals, their business, the whole call, all that. And they approached them and asked them, like, what did it take for y'all to move the date up? Hitman Geechi was just like, oh, we got to do this, got to do that. Communications was a little, it was a little iffy and all that thing. Hitman Geechi ended up standing firm on their date. And one thing that he even mentioned when the date came to him was thinking about Suge's card, Suge's boxing event. Stand up. Shout out to Holla and Geechi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Holla and Geechi. But this date may not even be, it may be out of URL's control, right? If you just once again pay attention to their year, it's not a good year. They don't have the best battles. They don't have the best cards. They're not frequent. They used to make fun of people like RBE for doing maybe 4, 5, 6 events a year. Blah, blah, blah. Now you look the same. It's different when you got to pay for it yourself, right? It's different. Mondale just maybe saving the end of their year for them by throwing them some money to do an event, choosing the date, choosing the name, all that. It may just really save their fourth quarter. You know what I mean? And I'm not hating on that. Like battles is battles. I might watch 1 or 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? But that's just weird. Now, when you listen to the spaces, let's continue. When you listen to the spaces that Hitman did yesterday or last night, and then Geechi came up and he asked Geechi, like, yo, you cool with this? Like, this is the first time you might be in a business deal having a pay-per-view. If God willing, the views and everything, the sales go through the roof, man, this is your biggest payday. Like, you cool with this? Did you get a heads up? Did you know anything about this? I know Geechi jokingly starts the spaces by coming on and saying URL for life. Let me tell you something about Geechi. This is why everybody knows Geechi is the coolest nigga in person. But on that stage, he is to be trusted, not even just zero. He's to be trusted like in the negative. You know what I'm saying? Like Geechi knows. I respect the fact that he knows how to move. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Geechi's mad cool off camera and all that type of shit. But then me and him would do an interview, and at the end of the interview, he'd be like, yo, fuck RBE. He knows how to play both sides, even when there's just there covering things so that his relationships stay intact properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think Hitman and Geechi's having conversations behind the scenes, but he gets in that spaces, and the first thing he says is URL for life. Geechi is smart. And this is the type of shit that Hitman got to watch out for on the stage. How smart Geechi is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we mask a lot of this, but there's a couple of us that are very, very in tune and just wasn't born yesterday. Yeah, I mean, Geechi, like, you're not getting that shit past anybody with intelligence. But shout out to Geechi, man. I can't wait to see this shit. Geechi 2-1 over Holla. But let me stay on track. And so he's asking him that, and I think the foundation of why Hitman would take that position, because URL already shows that they don't care about the battlers, they don't care about other leagues, they just for themselves. They own some Adam 22 no jumper shit, and it's fine. Once again, if somebody shows you who they are, just believe them. It's all good. Like, who gets shocked at this shit? Nobody. But I think one of the reasons why he throws that out there is because Hitman and Beasley, I'm not gonna say to have like a rekindled relationship. It's more so like rekindled communications, right? Rekindle communications. Beasley would tell Holla stuff like, the reason why I didn't try to book you is because I heard that you had a deal with RBE. Nobody believed that, and even still, let's say hypothetically you did, you know, damn sure just still brought Hitman and Geechi out on stage for the URL event to promote, right? So it's just like Holla don't believe that. Holla just let him tell him lies and tell him bullshit. Like, yeah, all right, whatever. Just talk to me like I'm stupid. I'm a plate like I'm stupid too. You know what I'm saying? But there'd be a level of just being, I guess, a little bit of honor and cordial in battle rap amongst league owners. Even if there's ones that don't necessarily think they fuck with each other, there'd be respect for the other side's capabilities or voices. Like Holla respects URL as the big platform that they are. URL respects Hitman as the big voice and the big battle rapper that he is. So there'd be a level of cordial communication back and forth, right? So that's why when Hitman's like, a couple weeks ago, you called me and you say, "Hey, man, I saw you announced Rex or whatever. Rumor has it." I didn't hear this rumor. I don't know where this rumor came from. I think Beasley just made this up just so like Hitman would give him an answer. I'm hearing a rumor that K Shine is your next announcement, and I just want to let you know, like, if you got him booked, if K Shine is your next announcement, we're gonna have to send lawyers your way or whatever because he owes us $50,000. This is what he tells Hitman. All right, Hitman's like, nah, my next announcement ain't Shine. I don't know where you got that rumor from. You know what I think that was, to be honest? Now that I look back at it, it almost feels like a pre-block or just like playing these little manipulation games. And like, was Beasley really calling Hitman to forewarn him that he might sue him if you got K Shine booked, especially if your problem is allegedly with K Shine? Why haven't you just sued K Shine like a year ago then? You know what I'm saying? Like it's odd. Like we all see K Shine and Shotty Hard coming up now, don't we? So was it just like, damn, this power moves card is just so crazy. It's being rolled out and it's about to take a big chunk of the fourth quarter. And we see also now that in Calico as well. It's about to take a chunk of the fourth quarter, like it's damn near pushing us back into the weeds for like, damn, the only thing that we could really do is just because Cassidy was booked too, book Lux again this year. Right. And it's like, damn. And a K Shine announcement, people say all the time, like there's just certain things that happen and you see it in comments and you see it in the bloggers and you see it in tweets because URL wants to stay there and claim to be the leaders and they want to be the leaders so much. When things happen outside of their platform that makes them look like number 2, number 3, or number 4, or that they're not giving the fans what these other platforms can, that's where they kind of get criticism. Like you can't sit in the throne without getting that type of criticism. You can't claim to be number 1 without getting that type of criticism. If you want to say that you're Michael Jordan on the court, right, and you averaging 4 points, they're going to criticize you way more than the person that don't even start and just sits on the bench all year. That's the name of the game, right? You expect more. So a K Shine announcement on a card like that, power moves, or like let's say Chrome 23 or King of, you know what it looks like? It makes leagues look bad at times. It's like, damn, why can't you do it? And this person did it? That's crazy. It would look real. I don't think that they wanted to see a K. Well, I shouldn't say no. It's like that's kind of duh, right? I want to see no K Shine announcement. And not just because anything personal, but because a K-Shine return announcement is supposed to be one of the biggest announcements in the culture. So you just don't want to see it. So I wonder if that was like a like little try to scare you off the base when Holla gets that call. But anyway, back to the cordial thing. That's why Holla's just like, if you could give me a call like that, right? Even though you probably didn't pay for this event, why you couldn't call me about this, right? Are we cordial? Are we not? Is it a one-way street, two-way? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And it'd be reminders for people like Holla, like, you know what's up, right? You know what's up. Now, if you want to ask Gotti, like, yo, Gotti, like, how do you feel? Gotti's not going to feel no way if you ask me, in my opinion, because Gotti has been a battle rapper the entire stint that we've seen him in battle rap. This is the first time that he's actually even being put in a partner situation, to my knowledge, right? In power moves. Okay. That contract is already signed and sealed. They're about to do what they're gonna do on a knife. And then I come on your joint last night, Spaces, and I say, fuck URL. I still maintain both relationships. Hell, I'm up in this situation. So nobody's expecting Gotti to ride out and be like, yo, URL, foul play. And once, like I said, just to be fair and to be real, it may not even been their choice. It might be the mayor's whole choice. The name of the card, the date of the card, the all of it. It might not even be their choice. And so I think that's where that space comes from. So if you want to ask and you want to answer the question, did URL affect Hitman Holla versus Geechi Gotti? Right. And this is why I opened up with the two stories that I opened up with, despite all the history that I still put in this stream for y'all. When it's time to compete, it's time to compete. This game has showed us that time and time again. And you're talking about the top competitor and the whole shit. Let's be real. The URL and RBE story within battle rap is one of the biggest stories to carry through the entire battle rap timeline of history. It will be referenced forever. I'm retired. And shout out to my man, Battle Facts. I see he had a thumbnail up the other day. I think the title says something like choose a side. And I'm in the middle of the thumbnail. I'm like, I'm retired. I don't have a side to be chosen because I'm fucking retired. But y'all will be talking about URL and RBE for years to come. And that's another reason why I think some of y'all think Hitman's Bags and Bodies and URL is a rendition of that. Why? Because me and Holla are close. Holla's his own fucking man. That's his own fucking league, and that's his own fucking business. I don't have a red cent in that shit. I'm cool. I'm a fan. Do we talk? Do we throw each other advice? Of course. This is what homies are supposed to do. Business-wise and all set. I don't got nothing to do with that shit. You probably hear a different tone from me right now if I was. But I don't think that Hitman should even be threatened by this shit. And I don't think he sounded like he was on the Spaces last night anyway. Truth be told, I don't think that anything on that card is even touching Twerk versus Big K, let alone the main event. But it's competition, man. It's competition. Your close friend in this shit will compete with you. Your close friend will not give a fuck about you. Your close friend, when it's time for them to line up, that's why they'll never see a battle rapper union. You'll never see leagues get together to like, yo, you want to know what? If a battle rapper throws a punch on my stage, then you should ban him from coming to your stage. Or if a battle rapper doesn't show up on that stage, they shouldn't just be able to just seek coverage on your platform. And no, like you're not going to get any union in the leagues. You're not going to get any union in the battle rappers. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at all of that, it just equates to it just equates to competition. Math, what's good, homie? Math says shaking my head. He was 50-50 with Holla. Don't believe that. LOL. So Math has to say that because Math is on course of paying me $2,000 because he didn't believe I was retired. So I think people, you know what it is too, and I'm not saying this to you, Math. I'm still gonna leave your ass up here on the screen for a second too. Holla, I think it shows you how dope of a situation you created for your first card out that they can't even give you the credit for it. That's when you know you got something. They just still can't. You know how you might see a nigga with a bad chick and you want to hate on them and just be like, yo, you trying to figure out, oh, he must got money or he must got a nice car or whatever. They trying to figure out. It's the same thing with my retirement. You know, I heard some of the most outlandish shit about my retirement, why I retired. I heard some of the most outlandish shit. Right? It's like when people can't process it, or when they don't see that happening for themselves, or when it's just too good to be true in their eyes, not my reality, but their reality, they create shit. And look at that. I'm involved with your card, Holla, because your shit is popping. They won't let it go. We done did a whole stream together, me and Holla. If you probably pick the top 3 people actively in battle rap that you think when they say shit, they probably stand that shit, you might throw people like me, Holla, and Rem in that shit. We got the track record to show it. So me and Holla's gonna get on a live and we're just gonna tell that lie face to face to each other in front of the world on camera. Yo, take it as like, yo, you got one. Take it as a thank you. And niggas just got to give your successor your card and they got to put it on my jacket. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. But I understand the world and I understand people. You know what I mean, so it is what it is. Math, what's good, homie? Once again. But when it's time to compete, it's just time to compete. And I think the birth of that was yesterday. Now, if it was a summer madness and a rare breed situation like in 2018, how I opened up this stream with that story for y'all, if it's that, then I think it even makes more sense. Like, yo, fuck it. Like, let's not act like it ain't that. Let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it. And then everybody wins off of this shit. Right. To me, the power moves card doesn't even really need to compete with that shit. Math, I got you 1 second. Oh, Math, you tripping. I got you. It doesn't even need to compete with that shit, to be honest. Right. And then the biggest promo that from that announcement now is you, Holla. All the blogs right now, if you go search Hitman Holla or Geechi Gotti or URL and that, all of that, all the bloggers, everybody has put up a video of Hitman Holla in spaces along with Geechi calling out URL. You just gave them you just threw them a alley-oop, and they know that. Even this video right here is promo. Let's be real. But when you know the game and when you know it's promo and when you make sure that it benefits everybody, if you can't stop it from benefiting somebody else, then you crack the code. And that's why I said I'm going to take back some promo for rare breeds. Win or lose, I'm going to get mines. And Holla just did that in spaces last night. He just threw them a bone to a degree. At the same time, he puts energy in more talk, more controversy, more insight, more blogs, more videos with his shit in the same fucking sentence. Something just lands. I don't care if it's the mayor. I don't care if it's URL. I don't care if it's both y'all together. You put some shit, drop last minute, week before in front of my shit and make fans possibly have to choose if they got to spend their $50 or whatever. Cool. We're going to talk about it. Right. And then everybody gets the promotion and the energy in the situation. Hell, I'm even eating off of this live right here. My man Math done sent me $500. Hold on, let's get to that. Math, I've never given somebody a $500 response on this podcast yet. So I'm thinking right now how I could repay you in the midst of this, probably by coming back on one of your next live streams and giving you 1,000. And you would probably take that as a stunt. I'm not competing with you, sir. That's just how we show each other love. So I might, if I pop up on one of your lives and I drop you a stack, just know. All right. Mav says for $500, he says, I'm bowing out. Give Holla his credit. It was a joke. Cut the mobile. Shaking my head. I'm bowing out. Give Holla his credit. It was a joke, eh? What'd you say when you said it was a joke? Oh, you talking about our bet? Bowing out? How the fuck now our bet is a joke? You talking about ass betting to the next level. Imagine a nigga put some dice on the floor and his money's on the floor too. Niggas done had a nice man-to-man conversation, agreed on the terms and all that. A nigga roll his fucking dice and look at his face when he ace. 1, 2, 3 spins up and he says it was a joke. What? Nigga, the bet's on the floor. Yo, Math, I'm such a cool guy that I might take this 500 right here and call it the bet. I might, cause I fuck with you. Part of me would just like, should I just kill his credibility and take the $2,000 out on him on my own channel if he don't pay me in December? But I fuck with you, so it's like, damn, don't ride out on my guy, Math. Man, sent you a $500 super. Just be good with that. I think I'm good with that, homie. I'm good with that. I think I made my point towards you, which makes me feel similar to anybody that didn't believe my retirement. And just like I say about Holla's card, they just can't process it. Somebody else got to be involved. It was just like RBE coming out of Max Out 3 in 2023. You got Big K Champion of the Year. You got the card of the year with Max Out 3. You got that nostalgia shit that we just dropped. You got League of the Year with RBE. You got Battle of the Year vote with Hitman versus Ill Will. You got League Owner of the Year and ARP. You got the birth of the Blue Room environment and all this shit. And I get it. It's a lot to think like, why the fuck would he retire of all time now? I get it. And you got caught up in that too, but you just forgot. What's the name of the company? And I told y'all a million times, man, it was inked on us before we fucking named the brand, B. It was inked on us before we named the brand. All right? It was inked on us before there was a platform, Rare Breed. So pardon if I do some Rare Breed shit every once in a while. And I'm doing it here right now with you in the moment, Mav. I'm doing some rare breed shit by giving you a $1,500 discount in your lost bet. My nigga, I appreciate you. Oh, Gary, I appreciate the super homie. He says, what's good, ARP? Keep bringing us the content, wisdom, and intellect. You are a goat. You are goated, sir. 100. Your contribution to the culture is second to none. Pound RBE for life. Thank you, Gary. I really, really appreciate words like that. It's very, very inspirational. I love the fact that people still are in tune with the channel, the podcast, and RBE's legacy. I really, really appreciate that, man. It's an honor. It's a fucking honor, man, for real. We got Hannick. Just became a member. Salute and shout out to all the new members and all the existing members on the channel. I appreciate y'all. For members, once again, I tend to bring more members' comments up and answer members more than anybody. And every once in a while, as soon as I can find some breathing time, I do members-only content, right? So shout out to the members. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all. And our mods pay attention to y'all, too. They really respect and pay attention to the members and even try to hint me off, sometimes off the stream. Yo, did you see this member's comment? When do your next stream about that topic? Don't forget this. They do all that type of shit. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate this super as well from Drum. Says salute ARP, just got here, but thoughts on Cass. Cass is my guy, and I got a real strong reputation for battle rap business, right? And because Cass is my guy, and I don't think that he's spoken out publicly yet, that's why I said this on the stream the other day. I was just like, there's more behind the scenes that people haven't heard yet. And I'm not going to overstep anybody. John got his spot. Cass got his spot. I don't want to step in front of those two guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not right for me to do. It's not like I'm talking about Charleston White or the Young Thug trial. We're talking about people that I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it puts me in a tight spot to speak on it, even though I know the fans is like, yo, ARP, first of all, we want to hear your take on this, and we want to hear any of your behind the scenes knowledge on this. But this is just one of them ones where I'm like, there's more behind the scenes, and I gotta be a little put me in a spot to talk about it publicly. So I might be able to get to more of those details later on. We'll see. But shout out to John, shout out to Cassidy. Cass, my nigga too. All right. That's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. And I didn't play my main intro to start the stream, so I'm gonna play it to close out. Sorry, it's true. I'm gonna catch y'all in a second.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of and shout out to the members.